This is a great spot to really focus on some of the challenges we have actually right in the middle of the Riparian area. Right down here at Shrimptons Creek, we can see that there's the water's a little bit cloudy. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You can see we've got a little island in here with a weedy tree growing in it, and that's got a whole lot of stuff built up against it. And then as a result, the water's trying to flow around each side of that. You can see what's been washed in with the really heavy flows. We've got weeds with sort of debris and stuff built up against it, which can end up sort of causing like localised damming, which can be a little bit of a problem, and all sorts of bits of rubbish. So I've got a part of a shopping trolley here. That's pretty common for these sort of areas. And I guess what's also interesting is that this section is owned by the state government, by Family and Community Services, and they actually own, their property extends pretty much to the midline of the creek here. So that makes it a little bit difficult, sort of managing the bushland corridor, managing the creek line, when half of it is owned by the state government over here, and the other half of it's owned by these companies over the other side. So it's something that long term we really want to address, because these sort of areas need to be managed pretty carefully, and it's difficult to do when you've got so many different owners and different people managing it. Our council has done regular water quality testing along here, which should be available on our water info website. So Shrimptons Creek, again, because it's so degraded, it hasn't got the best water quality, but it could be worth having a look at some of those reports. They test for things like dissolved oxygen and turbidity and pH, for any fecal coliforms, if there's any sewage getting into the creek line. But there hasn't really been a lot of work through here recently. There might have been some previous rock armouring, and a certain amount of erosion that's occurred since then. But this area, I believe, is all earmarked to be improved as part of this Fraser's development, just up behind us here. Previously, Department of Housing land. Pretty weedy, pretty degraded, so there's some grand plans for improving this area, and we're just trying to make sure that it sort of happens with the kind of ecology first and foremost. We might end up with viewing decks and boardwalks and bridge crossings and all sorts of weird and wonderful things, some of which could have some detriment to the park, but it's important that this area is kind of safe and accessible for the people that live nearby.